in the background of my screen here for those that can see her. So that should answer any questions regarding polo shirts. So we have plenty coming in this week, but we will not have them available for purchase till Wednesday of your orientation. Also, just a little bit of, this is my 21st year teaching at Bergen Catholic. I am the religion department chair. I teach freshman and senior religion courses. So some of you will have me as your possible teacher. But my other big responsibility at the school is the handling of all of the ebook accounts. So Eamon, if you can pull up the online PDF file, if you can just show that for a moment, because I want to let people know on that. This is where they'll be able to find their account information. If not,
I'll do that. Go ahead. You keep talking, Mr. Paris. I will. I'll find that one.
Yep. Mr. Spiegel's going to pull up in a moment the PDF file of our online textbook kind of cheat sheet, which will detail where your books are located for each of your classes. For the most part, we are connected with 3 learning platforms, McGraw-Hill, Savvis Learning, who has recently purchased Pearson K-12 titles, and then St. Mary's Press for our religion ebooks. So these are the 3 companies that we order all of our books from. For most freshmen, you will log into McGraw-Hill for the majority of your titles. For Savvis Realize, that's where you'll find your biology e-text. And then for religion, you'll have 3 books as a freshman. You have a digital Bible, and then Revelation in the Old Testament, which is for the fall semester, and then Jesus in the New Testament, which will be for the spring semester. So Mr. Spiegel has kindly pulled up the PDF file, so we're going to email this out to everyone tomorrow morning. We wanted to have the meeting first to give you a heads up on what to be looking for. And this PDF file goes through all of the titles, all the books, all the information where you're going to be able to find your textbooks, how you're going to log in, etc. So I'll just have Mr. Spiegel scroll down there for a moment. It'll show you your passwords. So we use Edmund Rice's name as our sample, but we keep it really simple for your login. For all of the websites, your username is your Bergen Catholic email. We really want to make sure that you guys are utilizing that email address regularly, that you're checking your Gmail account regularly. So if you have access with your Bergen Catholic email, that'll be your go-to for all of these platforms. So it'll be your Bergen Catholic email address, and then the password to sign on is the same for everyone, Bergen 1955. Okay, and the 1955, the year that the school was open. The B is case sensitive, so you do want to make sure that the B is capitalized when you enter that information. For the most part, we've begun to add all of the freshman classes to the books. You already have access to all of your biology books, and you already have access to all of your religion books. Some of you, I'm fixing your math as you've been switched over from this level or that level. So math may be one of the few titles you don't see yet in your account if you sign in tonight, okay? So if Ms. Spiegel just scroll through the rest of that PDF just to show you then the other 2 platforms. So there's Savvis, and for freshmen, you mostly just need to be worried about Realize Reader on the iPad and the Savvis Realize platform. For most of you, you are not in those other AP courses, so all that extra information there about AP level can be ignored on the document. But once again, username is your Bergen email, password Bergen 1955. And then scrolling down to the St. Mary's Press section. All right, so the other website here is ebook.smp.org. The only thing that changes on this website is your password. So it becomes the beginning part of your email. So for freshmen, it'll be your first letter of your first name, your last name, and then number 24. So as we have the example here, erice21 at bergencatholichs.org, then the password is erice21. So it's just that front part of your email, okay? And then it gives you the breakdown of when you use the books in the chart below. So freshman, semester 1, Revelation in the Old Testament, semester 2, Jesus in the New Testament, and so on for sophomores, juniors, and seniors, okay? And if there are ever any issues with ebooks, you do not email the help desk, okay? The help desk does not want to be bombarded with e-text issues. So if you have an e-text issues, you send an email to my address. So all ebook issues, I'm going to put that also in the chat, are sent to Mr. Powers at jpowers@bergencatholic.org. And that's another reminder for teacher accounts, don't add the HS. Okay, so student accounts include the HS, teacher accounts, we are bergencatholic.org. Okay, and my email will be attached in that PDF that you'll receive tomorrow from via email. Okay, any questions on this so far?
Anybody, either through chat or you just want to unmute yourselves and ask a question?
Okay.
I'd like can Mr. Powers, if Eamon, if you share your iPad, can we just show everybody what the apps look like when you log in? Eamon, are you able to share your screen, please?
Awesome, Eamon. So Eamon, let's start with McGraw-Hill, because that'll be the one that they're using the most. That's the Connect Ed. Okay, and Michael Delpome, if you're here, great, that's good. You'll be able to see all the books that have been assigned to you. But if not, then this would be an example of how you guys would log in. So Eamon, go ahead and log in for Michael, entering his password of Bergen 1955 with the capital B. Okay, so here you'll see Michael's book bag. Of course, on his own device, he'll download these books. Since we're using Eamon's device, we're certainly not going to download his books at this time. But Eamon, you can scroll across the top there with your finger. The one that's missing is math, which was updated before. So it probably needs to be refreshed tomorrow. But your math book would also be located here as well. So history, math, and Spanish will be the three most common books that all freshmen would see in McGraw-Hill. Okay. All right, and Eamon, you can go ahead and sign out from that and go over to the Realize Reader app with the 2 R's. Same username, same password. So signing in here, gentlemen, will give you access to your biology textbooks. And I will let you know that on the iPad, the book becomes a little less interactive. On your actual MacBook, that book has a lot more interaction on the page. So you'll be able to see the videos, interactive activities that you would do using your MacBook versus using your iPad. Your iPad will be able to play videos and other minor things, but the real full richness of the textbooks you'll find on the actual website platform logging in through your MacBook. Okay, so for all freshmen, the only thing you'll use in Realize is biology. All right, and then Eamon, the last one will be for St. Mary's Press. Okay, so this is St. Mary's Press e-reader. So this will be your email followed by your username. And gentlemen, once you have logged in on your iPad once, you will not have to enter your information again unless you have to reset your iPad. So on this one, the password is mdelpome24. Okay, and then the 3 books that you can see there. So the Catholic Youth Bible, so that's the digital edition of the Bible that we'll use in class with the freshmen this year. And then there's the 2 titles, Revelation in the Old Testament and Jesus Christ and the New Testament. So those books will be what you'll find on your iPad as soon as you log in. There's nothing else you need to do beyond downloading the text, which it's trying to do that now on Eamon's device, just downloading some of the features of the interactivity of the religion ebooks. Okay, the religion ebooks are just as interactive on the iPad as they are on the desktop. So unlike the other two applications, this one you get the same on both systems. Okay. All right, and Eamon, why don't just for entertainment value there, just click on the Revelation in the Old Testament, which should open up that book. We need to download first. All right, don't worry about downloading him because this isn't his iPad, so that's okay. So when you go ahead and sign on tonight for your religion ebooks, everybody can download that to their devices. Anybody that has their devices, those can be downloaded. The nice thing is you can download these to as many devices. It's more associated to your account than specifically to the device. Okay. And that's pretty much it about the three platforms where you're going to find your books. You will need to really, gentlemen, bring both devices to class because you could be working from your book, from your iPad, while you're taking notes and doing other things on your desktop. So that's one of the nice features of having the readers as well as the actual platform together, being able to do some of the other interactivity while still being able to cite and look at your textbook. So think of your iPad is like bringing your library of books to class, all right? And then your desktop is really like bringing your binder for notes and all of your presentations and handouts and PDF files, etc. Those are really important to make sure that every day you guys come with both devices to the classroom, all right? All right, and that's pretty much your online textbooks in a nutshell. So as a recap, you're going to receive the PDF file from us. We'll send out that email to all accounts tomorrow. All students and parents will receive that. I'll have the cheat sheet for how you log in. And then if anyone has any issues signing on to the platforms or needs help with any of their usernames or passwords, remember, email Mr. Powers. Do not send those questions to the help desk because they just get redirected to me. All right. Any other questions? So Calvin, I see you said you do not have the Realize Reader app on your iPad. You can download that right through the App Store. Okay, so the Realize Reader, if you put that in the App Store, you'll be able to download that directly to your iPad. Okay. And that would go for Gary's iPad as well. So if you do not have the Realize Reader, right in the App Store, it's free. There's no cost. Just download those apps to that. Yeah, go ahead on that one.
Thank you. It's the Apple ID. You're going to use your school Apple ID, the one that we created in the last Tuesday Tech. You should be using your Bergen Catholic email address to create an Apple ID. If you have not, you would want to do that and make sure that you're signed in. And I'll show you the URL where you can see the other the addresses for our previous Tuesday Techs. They're also on the Bergen Catholic TV YouTube channel as well.
All right, and I'm going to just type here the titles of the three apps. So the SMP e-reader is for religion, and then the McGraw-Hill Connect Ed is where most of your books will be located. So those are the titles that you can enter in the App Store. So Realize Reader is for biology, SMP e-reader is for religion, and the McGraw-Hill Connect Ed for your majority of your titles.
Okay. Anybody with any other textbook questions for Mr. Powers? I know Mr. Powers has been doing this. I've been at Bergen. I'm going on year 17. I want to say, I think for every one of those years, Mr. Powers has been doing textbooks, and certainly makes it look easy, especially since we're trading books and licenses and all that kind of stuff on a daily basis. So I'm grateful that he was able to come on and spend a few minutes with everybody. There's two more questions, Mr. Powers. You want to hit those? So
for Geo, your password would be G Moscatello. 24 would be your password for that for that site. And then for Mrs. Keys' account is signed in here. If you do not yet have your math book there, I am still working on the math department. I finished through the Algebra 1 CP classes today. So I still have a few other courses to upload math books for today. So I did add the accounts for a few of the freshmen just so I could make sure this would work for tonight's presentation, but you should see all of your books there by the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
So usernames for McGraw-Hill, it's your Bergen email, and then the password is Bergen1955, password for McGraw and for Pierce, for Savas Realize.
And the question regarding the Apple ID not being used, part of the process from the last Tuesday Tech was once you create the Apple ID, you need to complete it. You need to sign in with the Apple ID into Music on your MacBook. So you're going to need to take care of those steps where you can download before you can download anything on your iPad. You could also go into settings on your iPad, into the App Store settings, and finish setting it up there as well. Okay. I just want to go back because a couple people had asked about the summer reading. I just want to go back because also I did not hit record until Mr. Powers started talking. So let me just go back and recap that. And then I have one other thing, and I'm hoping Mr. Powers will kind of stay around if there's any other questions that pop up.
Yeah. Feel free, and anybody on the chat, books related, keep asking questions. I'll supply some answers there. And if anybody has questions bookstore related, I can answer those as well.
Okay. So just so everybody's clear for summer reading, as I mentioned on the website, on the Bergen website, you'll find the actual assignments depending on the courses that you've been placed in. So once you complete the assignments, and I will say, if any of you, because there might be transfers that are here, but freshmen won't be in any AP courses. But if you're a transfer in an AP course, your teachers will post a box for you once the school year starts for the summer reading. So when you go to submit your assignments on Blackboard, when you log into Blackboard, you will see under My Classes, you'll see the appropriate summer readings. You will not use every one of them because some of them overlap, but generally freshmen will see these 4: Algebra, Biology, or Algebra 1 Biology, the Frosh assignment, and Geometry. So you'll be using 3 out of those 4. So you'll click on Summer Assignment Submission. Once you click on the appropriate class on the left-hand side, it'll say Summer Assignment Submission. You'll click on that, and then it'll open up a drop. So you'll click again on Summer Assignment Submission right here. And then it'll open a dialog box for you where you can upload your file. So either document or PDF is preferred. And then click Submit. That'll submit your assignment. Okay? So that's all pretty straightforward. Again, questions regarding anything, the help desk will address technical questions regarding summer reading, but not, do I do this assignment? Am I in the wrong class? Any of that directs to Mr. McElhenney, who's the principal. Right. The last thing that I want to just refer to is I've created a Google Doc with all of our previous video links and slide decks for the past Tuesday Techs. So there's the URL to get to this document. I will post tomorrow the recording for tonight. I'll get that up there so you can go back and replay it. And then, like I said, pretty much this is something new this year. You are not going to get a technology orientation when you come to school. It's done. Right? We've spent from June 30th to now going over all the different pieces that you need. So you all are in really good shape. If you've been on the Tuesday Techs, if you haven't, you can just go watch the reruns. No big deal at all. But hopefully the only thing that I haven't gone over with you yet is ExamSoft, which is our computer-based testing software, and that your teachers will go over. You'll get an email from me with your credentials in probably about a week or so, but your teachers will go over that and use that with you as the school year starts. Okay? But everything else we've gone over. So at this point, if there are, let me look at the chat. Okay, that's
my year.
Looks like everything looks like textbook questions. Okay, yeah, everything is You're the popular one tonight, Mr. Powers.
I figured that would.
It's one thing. If I would not be explaining textbooks the way Mr. Powers would explain textbooks. So, but certainly, as you're, feel free to continue asking questions away. And again, if you haven't picked up your devices, please make sure that happens soon. And ID card pictures, please send those in, just so we can get your ID cards printed, and we can also get everything ready for when we do our temperature scanning. It's important that we know who you all are. And plus, we like to upload pictures in the Power School, so on the first day, your teachers look at your picture and your name, they know who you are, especially if they're going to, seating charts will be important this year. So we want to know who you all are. So please keep those pictures coming. Keep the questions coming as well. We can help you with Blackboard. Email the help desk. If no one on my team is involved in anything right now, they can help you. If not, send an email to the help desk, and we will we'll hit those worst case first thing tomorrow morning, and make sure we respond to those. So, any other questions that we can? Is geometry mandatory? Yes, at some point, the math, the basic math sequence is Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Trig, and Pre-Calculus, depending on if you took Algebra 1 in 8th grade or not. So geometry is mandatory at some point, yes. Any other questions that we can answer? Technology, just because I'm getting a couple of private ones here as well. And we will certainly, I was talking with Mr. Patton before about how we're going to provide support in, the first couple of days of school. It will look different because we can't have, a crowd of people in front of the IT office. And I'm not sure Dr. Mahoney would like it if I just start putting masking tape on the floor with X's. So we're going to, we'll come up with a support mechanism. So you will get, you'll get everything in terms of what you need. The ID picture, as long as we have it, this is not a beauty shot. It's just so we know what you look like. It's not like it's going to be published. If for some reason it really came out bad, you can email it, but this weekend will be too late. Schedules will come out hopefully by the end of this week, with teacher assignments. It says, yes, reviewing your account, you have to finish the steps. Go back and look at the last video. And I explained how to finish setting up your Apple ID. Once you create it, you have to put in a payment method or select none, but put in your billing address and finish the setup of your Apple ID. There are no school supplies lists per se. If teachers have anything they need, they'll let you know, but we have no generic supplies list, right, Mr. Powers? There's
correct. Yeah, you're going to find in this I'll kind of comment, as Mr. Spiegel has too, from all the teachers' perspective. With these two devices, gentlemen, these are your supplies for school. There's no more worksheets. Everything is on your computer. Your tests are on your iPad. So right, from going from the middle school and from the elementary schools where you used to get that nice grade 1 supply sheet or the grade 6 supply sheet, really there's not supplies. Some math teachers might require a notebook, but that'll be teacher to teacher, and really, if that's what you need to get a couple of maybe notebooks just on the spare there. But for the most part, you're going to use your 2 devices for class. And a lot of that is, even collecting notebooks is probably not the best procedure right now. So being able to submit everything digitally keeps everything hands-free.
I see a bunch of questions about math. If you have a question regarding your math placement, you want to reach out to Mr. Fox, who's the math chair, and I put his email in the chat room. Generally, if you took pre-algebra in 8th grade, you will be taking algebra. So whatever course you are scheduled for on Power School is what summer assignment you would be doing. And hopefully I use the past tense in a summer assignment you did, because meteorologically, I believe the summer is over today. That's what the weatherman said on 1010 Winds this morning, that it's for the weatherman, it's fall. So But in any sense, if you took pre-algebra, if whatever you're taking now, if you're taking algebra, that's on your schedule. That's the summer assignment that you would complete. Freshman orientation, if you are scheduled to be in person, it will be in person. If you are scheduled to be virtual, I know there's not many of you in the freshman class, but they will be streamed for the students that are 100% virtual. Mr. Powers got the literature question. Okay. I think I got all the questions, kind of rapid fire. Anybody else with other questions that we can answer? I will, for those of you that are virtual, I will send out the links to access the whatchamacallit, to access your orientation. So you would go at the time whenever your letter is either 9/11 or 12/2 as prescribed by Mr. McElhenney. So he'll send more direct information about that, but you'll be able to watch the stream as if you were there.
And for the virtual learners as well, the question came up today at the bookstore. If my son's staying home, how do I purchase those new polo shirts? So those will be updated to the e-store or the online store on the Bergen Catholic homepage. Certainly you could order those either for pickup or for delivery. Certainly if a parent is driving by on Wednesday morning, that could be arranged for you to come in to make that purchase, even though your son may be home watching online for the day. So wanted to put that out there as that question came up with regards to those who are staying with online learning.
I believe Mr. Parrish is going to set up the equivalent of a lemonade stand on Oradell Avenue, so you can drive right up and get your shirts. Nobody left. Okay. Any other questions? It's a tough night tonight. Anybody other questions that I can answer?
The last one here from Mrs. Keys, as far as uploading pictures, that is not recommended, partly because then you can't make really any notations on the picture of the work. It is best to upload it as a file. You can upload it as a PDF, but it's best to upload it as a file rather than a JPEG because it doesn't always come through.
Yes, sound advice. Text is better. We do not sell cases for the MacBook. You can buy one if you want. I know Spec makes a good one. There's a couple different plastics you can get, but we do not sell one. All my summer work is printed and handwritten. That you would then, if it's handwritten, if it was a packet, you need to scan that and submit it. So even if you're taking pictures of it, you need to compress it as a PDF and submit it as one file. What happens if we didn't submit the survey? You're assumed to be that you're coming in in person. I think that survey time has passed. Certainly you need to reach out to Mr. McElhenney if that's a concern, but the deadline has passed. So we would assume if you did not submit the survey, you're coming in person. Would the case have to be clear? No, the color doesn't matter. You might have to put another label on the plastic so we know that it's your device, but the color to me is inconsequential.
And Gio, your account worked. So Gio, I'm going to send you a message now with your credentials for McGraw-Hill, and all of your books are in, Gio. So I did just log in with your account and you are all good. Find you on the list.
Scanning your work, you could either, yep, my team's ahead of me. PDF scanner, perfect. Take a picture, create it. I guess that was you, Frank, as I saw your waving. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If we didn't know, Frank is one of my IT team and also a thespian at its finest. So he does never misses a moment to enjoy the spotlight. So any other questions we can answer? Well, at this point, we'll be the last to go. We are officially done for the night. I thank you for attending. Please enjoy your Labor Day weekend. I know I look forward to meeting you all next week. I'm pretty sure I could speak for Mr. Powers because he's probably met more of you than I have, but we're certainly looking forward to seeing you. and we'll get out that email tomorrow with a recap of tonight, as well as the cheat sheet Mr. Powers was showing you before. And certainly anything else we can do for you, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we bid you good health and good night.
For Dawn, for purchasing the uniform, as I said, for the polo shirts, we have those coming in this Friday. We will then update the e-store and things early next week. Hopefully we'll have the e-store updated by probably Wednesday morning. So as we begin selling to the freshmen during orientation, that they will be available for purchase while they're there at school that day.
Anybody else? Any questions? I still see some people kind of lurking around. Anybody with any questions we can answer? Go ahead, Ms. Morales. I see you waving over there. Just unmute yourself and fire away.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Hi, how are you? I'm sorry I came in late, and I'm sorry if you answered this already.
That's okay. We get paid by the question.
Practices, and I was all over the place.
Mhm.
But I keep trying to my son and I were trying to log into Blackboard today to submit all his work. And for some reason, every time we kept trying to log him in, it wouldn't accept his password.
Okay. Can you, somebody, one of my
I got it.
IT, I just heard I got it. Okay. I think, Eamon, yeah, can you,
got it in the chat.
You hit that in the chat, so we're not sending out any passwords and whatnot over the, out loud, because that would be fantastic. But we'll reach out to you on the chat, Ms. Morales, and we'll try and get that fixed for you.
Get the paper with his password. I probably accidentally changed everything and messed everything up. I hope I didn't.
Nothing that we can't fix. That's
Jay, Anthony, and I were sitting there for a while, and I'm like, oh,
that's
no,
okay.
So
we'd rather get. I'm the goal is we get all this stuff ready, so when you come in next week, you're just everybody's good to go. So it's something new this year. It's something that I think we'll be doing it this way, moving forward, certainly.
Hi, and sorry, I also came late. Is it possible to have the recorded session for this one and the last one?
Yeah, all of them are. If you put this back on the screen a minute. If you go to this web address, tinyurl.com/BCTuesdayTech, you will get a listing of all of the slide decks and the videos minus tonight. I will then post up tomorrow. At some point tomorrow, I will get tonight's up on YouTube and available for everyone. But those are all the ones we've done, as well as the slide deck for each one.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome.
And physically, are they to be in school 14th September?
It depends if you are.
Cohort A.
Yeah, if you are in, I think we'll start with Group A on September. So if you're in Group A, then you would be in on the 14th, correct? But you'll also come in for the freshman orientation will be on the 9th. So you'll be in on the 9th and then again on the 14th.
Okay, got it.
You are in Group A, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Since I'm not covering anything else, I'm going to stop the recording. So,
I have one other question here that I'm answering on the chat.
Oh, it's on the chat. Okay.
So
I'm still going to stop the recording though.